Good afternoon, teacher. Today we're going to talk about the strategies to develop the reading and writing skills and grammar. First of all, the reading skills. A high level of reading is very important and necessary to the correct understanding of the language. The reading in English allows us improve the vocabulary because when we learn and when we read a book, we find a lot of new words, and for this reason increase our vocabulary. Understand the English culture because we can read a lot of books about the history of the English culture and others. Learn the structure of the language and assimilate phrases and popular sayings of the English culture. There are many strategies to develop the reading skill, but the most recommended strategies are the next. One, the skimming. Second, the read information in English. Third, search in a dictionary the unknown words. And final, read books of our interest. The skimming. The skimming is a reading strategy. It's a superficial reading that search keywords and the main idea to know what is the text about. Number two, read information in English. To develop our reading skill, we can use the media. We can use the media. It's a very interesting and useful tool because with the digital media we can read news or a lot of scientific articles on the internet. Third, search in a dictionary the unknown words. When we read a book, we can find a lot of new words, and when we unknown the meaning of those words, we cannot know what is the text about. For this reason, the dictionary is a very useful tool, because with this tool we can learn what is the meaning of the different new words, and for this reason we can know what is the text about. Final, read books of our interest. And the books should be of our interest to have a nice reading.
Good morning, teacher. We are going to tell you about develop writing skills. First of all, the objectives. The objective is learn grammatical structures and vocabulary. Second, increase expressive abilities and express with fluency and accuracy. The strategies. The strategies, first of all, change your diary life, because you should change or set the language of our cell phone or computer for to understood other words, and after you can use this for our sentence. Write an email with people who know native English. Currently there are many technology and internet help us to find other people that speak other language. In this case, native English help us to develop our writing skills. Read for improved writing. Reading is necessary for writing because you can find new words and reach our vocabulary, and consequence reach our writing. We can use the brainstorming because brainstorming helps us when we began a write, because we choose the better ideas and we can start to write with the better ideas and with the better ideas. Study the different grammatical structures. We learn about the different grammatical structures because How do you do a letter? How do you do a history? How do you do a essay? How do you do an email? And we study the different grammatical structures for to know this. Use synonyms. It's important use synonyms because we search other words for reach our vocabulary and not the same words. Apply connectors. Apply connectors is necessary for sense to the sentences because you can understand what do you say and the learner understand too. Write the short phrases. When you begin write something, you write a short phrases for the readers and you understand better. And finally, and the most important, is the practice. Begin to start to write a diary, to read a book, to increase your vocabulary and enrich your vocabulary, to use a brainstorming, and to use the technology to find other people and speak and write in English. I think that the English is necessary practice. If you should learn English, you should practice every day. Thank you.
I'm going to tell you about how you can develop grammar. The first, grammar is an important written tool used to communicate ideas clearly. Also, grammar is the conventions that determine how we speak and write. For develop grammar, it's important to learn the basics of grammar. If you know the parts of sentences like noun, adjectives, articles, it's more easy start to develop grammar. If you know parts of sentences, you can start use properly word order, and you can start conjugate and punctuate sentences properly. And the strategies for develop grammar is practicing grammar. If you practice, you can develop more easier grammar. The strategy is read children books and variety of material. If you read many books, you can acquire new words, new synonyms, and it helps in your vocabulary. Also, other strategies is pay attention how other speakers talk. It develop listening and grammar because if you listen other speakers, you can listen sentences and how order sentences. And other strategy is play word and grammar games. In actuality, there are many grammar games in the grammar games online. You can find the grammar games and you can learn more words, more sentences, and it is very good way. And other strategy is practice reading every day. If you practice reading every day, you can active the grammar. Other strategies is avoiding common mistakes. It's very important remove common mistakes and correct errors. Also you can learn about the difference of words. In English, there are many words with different meanings and same sounds, pronunciation, and it's important learn about the difference between these words. And in the last strategies is finding reliable resources. If you don't know, if you don't understand about topics, it's important look for the help. And it can be take a class or see a tutor or teacher. The teacher can explain about this topic. Is another point is read styles, guides, and grammar books is a better way. And other point is find online resources. It's a good way because you can look for or you can research about the topic that you don't understand and you can learn about it.